And news coming in: high drama and ruckus at the Aam Aadmi Party's press conference in Jalandhar in Punjab. The Aam Aadmi Party's Punjab co-in-charge, Delhi MLA Raghav Chadha, surrounded by party workers, angry over ticket distribution. These are images that we are getting to you from Punjab. Workers seen jostling, shoving, pushing and hitting each other. Hangama by supporters of Aam Aadmi Party leaders Dr. Shiv Dayal Malli, Dr. Sanjeev Sharma and Joginder Pal Sharma, as you see in these images. There was jostling, there was fighting, there was pushing. That is Aam Aadmi Party leader Raghav Chadha, who was being pushed around by angry protesters and supporters. India Today's Lalit Sharma now joins me for more on the story. Lalit, what transpired? What led to these images?
Gaurav, right now what we are getting the input that it was just because of the ticket distribution, and three persons which include Shiv Dayal Malli, Dr. Sanjeev Sharma and Joginder Pal Sharma, they were not given tickets. As today the party announced and gave 3 more tickets to their candidates from Jalandhar Central to Raman Arora, and from Jalandhar West to Sheetal Ungral, and one person was inducted into Aam Aadmi Party named Dinesh Dhal. So basically all the 3 candidates which have been given ticket and the one who has been inducted into the party, the party workers claim that they all have parachute entry. And looking into this, all 3 Aam Aadmi Party leaders were thinking that they would be given tickets, but when the tickets were not being given to them, then a ruckus could be seen at the Jalandhar Press Club, where workers could be seen fighting with each other, using abusive languages, and it was very difficult to take out the Punjab co-in-charge Raghav Chadha from there. So hundreds of workers of Aam Aadmi Party could be seen jostling with each other, and after the police interfered, Raghav Chadha, the co-in-charge, was left from that place. Yes, Gaurav.
Lalit, keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. In a few hours from now, weekend curfew will be imposed in the national capital. From 10 p.m. tonight till 5 a.m. on Monday, markets and malls will remain shut. Only shops that sell essential commodities will be permitted to function. There are restrictions on movement of people during this weekend curfew period. Of course, you can move out in case there's an emergency. You can move out in case you're traveling if you have a valid ticket, an air ticket, a train ticket. For valid travel, there are no restrictions. But the police, the administration, they're advising you to stay home and stay safe.
It's a sense of deja vu. After months, states are back to imposing weekend curfews amid an unprecedented COVID surge. The Delhi government was the first to bite the bullet. With a record number of daily infections, the Delhi government's weekend curfew order comes into effect tonight. Delhi has witnessed a 30-fold increase in single-day cases since December 28th.
सर आज क्या कुछ आशंका है, कितनी केसेज आ सकते हैं पॉजिटिव?
अभी तक क्या आपके पास? देखिए, मुझे अंदाजा लगता है कि कहीं भी जैसे कल 15,000 थे तो आज 17,000 के आसपास केस आने के चांसेस हैं. अभी डाटा इकट्ठा हो रहा है, थोड़ी देर में आपको बता दिया जाएगा.
To mitigate the spread, administration has imposed a weekend curfew starting 10 p.m. Friday till 5 a.m. Monday. Delhiites, be prepared for deserted streets this weekend. Shops, malls, markets will be closed. Nobody will be allowed to step out of their homes unless in cases of emergencies. Only shops selling essential goods will be allowed to open. And scheduled weddings and funerals will be allowed within a 20-people cap. Despite all the curbs currently in place in the national capital, this was the situation in Delhi's metros, with the government allowing 100% capacity.
इस वक्त मौजूद हैं दिल्ली मेट्रो में. आपको तस्वीरें दिखाना चाहेंगे कि जो डीडीएमए के रूल्स हैं उनको किस तरीके से फॉलो किया जा रहा है। सुबह का वक्त है और राजीव चौक से मंडी हाउस का ये सफ़र आप देख सकते हैं कि मेट्रो के अंदर खचाखच भीड़ जो है वो फ़िलहाल देखने को मिल रही है। जो कोविड नियम है जिसमें 2 गज की दूरी का पालन करना ज़रूरी है, वो पालन होता है वो मेट्रो के अंदर फ़िलहाल जो है वो नज़र नहीं आ रहा है।
And it's not just Delhi that's bracing itself for a weekend curfew. The bustling city of Bengaluru will also wear a deserted look this weekend, with the Bombay government announcing state-wise weekend curfew to deal with the COVID explosion.
Karnataka recorded over 5,000 cases in the last 24 hours, with more than 4,000 cases recorded in Bengaluru alone. Now, Omicron cases are also risen in the case, with more than 200 cases that have been registered so far. Now, Karnataka government has said that they will be following weekend curfew, which will come into effect from around 8 p.m. on Friday and which will end on 5 a.m. on Sunday. Now, with all these measures, the Karnataka government hopes to ensure and constrain the rise of Omicron and COVID cases in the state.
The announcement hasn't gone down well with the service sector, who are back now to square one.
50-50 seating capacity and also the weekend curfew is very unscientific. All hotel industry, resorts, bar and restaurants and also tourism industry will have a great effect of this.
Weekend curfews are intended to stop this weekend of crowding at markets, malls and other public areas. But is it really a scientific solution? With Sushant Mehra in Delhi and Karthik in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
Are these half measures? Are they essential? Is this just to warn you so that you are alert and you stay home? India Today's Mohit Sharma now joins me from the national capital. Divyesh Singh joins us live from Mumbai. Both these cities, Delhi and Mumbai, they've seen a huge surge. Mohit, to you first. Weekend curfew kicks in about 2.5 hours from now. Who all are permitted to come out and who all aren't? And are there penalties involved for violating this weekend curfew?
Well, absolutely, Gaurav. It seems that the Delhi government, the administration will be coming down very heavily on those who would be violating this time around these night curfews and especially the weekend curfew as well. It's about 55 hours of constant curfew that Delhiites would be under starting from tonight at 10 p.m. till about 5 a.m. on Monday morning is when this entire weekend curfew will continue. The idea being that, it's with immediate effect that something needs to be done, and the Delhi government would also want people to understand the gravity of the situation here. We do not want a replication of what we saw during the second wave, wherein, things were almost out of hands. And secondly, with the rising number of cases, it is also, a sort of a warning coming in from the Delhi government and the administration that, hey, this is what we are doing right now, and if people do not follow or continue to abide by the rules and regulations, we may further, stricten or put in further more restrictions in order to ensure that people follow the lines and the law. So this is something that is clearly coming across from the Delhi government. It is expected that today as well, it is likely that about 18,000 cases could be reported. This is something that, the health authorities have been saying from Delhi. On the other hand, the continuous rise is something that is alarming in nature as well. People, it seems, are not taking the Omicron variant of the coronavirus very seriously, and that is where the problem really lies. This is another variant of coronavirus, and that is something that the people must understand. This is something that the health ministry as well as all state governments have been reiterating. It is as dangerous as any other variant, and people must abide by the rules and regulations that have been formed for their own benefit. On the other hand, as you also pointed out,
Go on, complete your point.
Please, Gaurav. Yes, I was just about to, conclude saying that the Delhi government as well as the Delhi police have made elaborate measures in order to ensure that people do not come out, and only the emergency services are in use. Of course, the ambulances would be available, the hospitals would be open, the certain pharmacies would also be open. So if people have the necessity, they can go out. But of course, the nature of their need has to be, in line with what has been made mandatory by the Delhi government. Back
Mohit,
to you,
for the moment, many thanks for joining me. Divyesh, as far as Mumbai is concerned, it's once again seeing a huge surge. What's a cause for grave concern doctors and healthcare workers in large numbers are testing positive, Divesh.
Gaurav, last evening, Mumbai, the cases that were found positive in Mumbai were over 20,000. Now, speaking to media persons, Mumbai Mayor Kishori Pednekar has said that the cases are rising and this is a serious concern. And if people do not want a lockdown, they have to take serious measures. They have to follow all the rules that have been brought in by the government, by the civic body. As of now, beds are being occupied, but if 85% of beds are occupied or more than 20,000 beds are occupied in hospitals, then it will be a concern. Then they would think about bringing in a lockdown in the Mumbai city. As of now, lockdown hasn't been brought in. Curbs have been brought, rules have been placed in where over 50% people are allowed to attend functions. There are curbs on number of people attending functions like wedding and other. There are curbs on people attending funerals. There are curbs on hotels and restaurants. There could be new rules which will be brought in place once the state government speak to the Prime Minister of India, and after that some new rules could be brought in. But as of now, people appeal by the government and the civic body is that people should follow all the rules, people should maintain social distancing and always wear a mask wherever possible.
Divesh, for the moment, many thanks. You're absolutely right. People need to mask up. They need to follow hand hygiene and maintain distance as far as possible. That's the best way to stay safe. Also, very, very important is, according to doctors, get vaccinated if you haven't got your second jab yet, and booster shots the moment you're entitled to one. Let's now move to the big story we've been tracking through the day today. India Today has exclusively accessed perhaps the clearest video yet that shows glaring lapses in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's security on his visit to Punjab. This video shows protesters on the flyover blocking the Prime Minister's cavalcade. Remember, the Prime Minister is supposed to get a through route when he is on a visit, but here he did not have it. Where were the lapses? The Prime Minister was in his car. Close to 20 minutes, the Prime Minister of our country was vulnerable. We bring you this ground report.
Enraged protesters, police unable to disperse the crowd. Prime Minister Narendra Modi stuck on a flyover in Punjab's Firozpur. And all of this happens just 10 kilometers from the Pakistan border. A new video with India Today gets the best picture so far of what happened Wednesday when the Prime Minister was stuck in his car in this highly sensitive area for about 20 minutes. It shows Prime Minister Modi in the front seat of the SUV. His bodyguards flanked the car to protect him from any potential threat. The video also shows protesters on top of the flyover, separated from the Prime Minister's cavalcade by policemen. This 1-minute 20-second video establishes the glaring security lapses. Punjab Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi, speaking to India Today, had given the police a clean chit.
वहाँ एसपीजी थी, टोटल कंट्रोल एसपीजी कर रही थी. वहाँ बीएसएफ थी, वहाँ आईबी थी. इनकी टोटल इंटेलिजेंस टीम थी. जहाँ प्रधानमंत्री जाते हैं 5 दिन पहले से कब्जा उन्होंने ले लिया था जगह का. वहाँ जितना कंट्रोल था वहाँ अरे सुनो वहाँ सेंटर का कंट्रोल था, पंजाब का नहीं था.
पर स्टेट पुलिस की जिम्मेवारी होती है.
अरे जिम्मेवारी ये क्यों नहीं बोलते कि एसपीजी का फेल्योर है? ये क्यों नहीं बोलते कि दिल्ली इंटेलिजेंस का फेल्योर है? ये क्यों नहीं बोलते प्रधानमंत्री की सिक्योरिटी का फेल्योर है? खाली एक जो हमारे सिपाही इनको सुपुर्द किए हुए थे उनका फेल्योर है, ये क्यों?
The video, however, confirms the police have a lot to answer for. The question remains how the protesters were allowed to congregate and, as visuals show, were just meters away from the Prime Minister's vehicle. The video also raises questions about the SPG, says former Home Secretary G.K. Pillai.
The keeping of the Prime Minister on the flyover for 15-20 minutes exposed is definitely a lapse on the part of the SPG. They should, moment the blockade was seen and within literally 30 seconds, a minute, they should have whisked away the Prime Minister from there to safe house, would have been already designated.
Here are some questions the video raises. How could a spontaneous protest end up blocking the entire road? Why wasn't the area sanitized before the Prime Minister's convoy arrived? Why wasn't the Prime Minister's convoy alerted about the block? How did protesters get so close to Prime Minister Modi? Bureau Report, India Today.
Moving on, a Telangana MLA's son is in the center of a massive political controversy after the suicide victim alleged harassment by the MLA's son before dying. Telangana Rashtra Samiti MLA Vanamma Venkateshwara Rao's son Raghavendra was booked by Telangana police on Thursday after a man committed suicide alleging that the MLA's son was harassing him. The claims made came to light after a selfie video went viral in which the victim alleges that the MLA's son demanded and forced him to send his wife to Hyderabad to settle a financial dispute. According to police officials, the MLA's son is absconding and teams have now been formed to try and locate him. In this selfie video, the victim claims that he had financial issues and alleges that the TRS MLA's son was involved in the matter. After the video, the victim, Ramakrishnan, allegedly killed himself. He suffered 80% burn injuries and died. The left staged protests demanding the arrest of the MLA's son. Both the BJP and the Congress have demanded Raghavendra be arrested. Congress Telangana Chief MP Revant Reddy demanded the immediate arrest of the MLA's son and tweeted calling for the suspension of the MLA from the TRS.
Chief Minister is responsible for it because his MLAs are misusing the official missionaries. They are threatening the local people. It is not one Kathagode MLA, his son, but there are many other places where such complaints are coming to the fore. So therefore, CM either should rein them or he should ask them to resign.
Celebrity hairstylist Javed Habib is in the eye of a storm after a video of him spitting on a woman's head during a workshop went viral.
देखा मेरे बाल गंदे हैं और गंदे क्यों हैं? शैम्पू नहीं है। सही। इसको ध्यान से रखो, ध्यान से सुनो। और अगर पानी की कमी है ना,
Celebrity hairstylist Javed Habib trended on Twitter soon after a video where he was seen spitting on a woman's head during a workshop went viral on social media.
और अगर पानी की कमी है ना,
उन्होंने ऑन दी स्टेज मुझे हेयर कट के लिए इनवाइट किया और उन्होंने इतना मिसबिहेव किया कि उन्होंने ये दिखाया है कि अगर आपके पास पानी ना हो तो आप अपने थूक से भी हेयर कट करा सकते हो। तो मैंने वो हेयर कट नहीं कराया। मैं अपने गली के नुक्कड़ के नाई से बाल कटवा लूंगी, पर कभी जावेद हबीब से बाल नहीं कटवाऊंगी।
After facing a barrage of criticism from netizens and a rap from the National Commission of Women, Habib has now issued an apology statement through a video message in which he said such things are often done with a humorous intent during workshops and also added that he was sincerely sorry if someone had felt hurt.
मेरे सेमिनार में हुए कुछ वर्ड को लेकर कुछ लोगों को कुछ ठेस पहुंची है। एक ही बात बोलना चाहूंगा, हमारे जो सेमिनार होते हैं ना, ये प्रोफेशनल सेमिनार है, मतलब जो लोग हमारे प्रोफेशन के अंदर काम करते हैं और हमारे लंबे शो होते हैं। और मतलब लंबे शो जब होते हैं तो हमें थोड़ा इसको ह्यूमरस बनाना पड़ता है। बट क्या बोलूं, एक ही बात बोलता हूं, दिल से बोलता हूं। अगर आपको सच्ची में ठेस पहुंचे, हर्ट हुए हैं, माफ करो ना, सॉरी, दिल से माफी मांगता हूं।
The apology came after the National Commission for Women said that its chairperson Rekha Sharma has written to the UP Director General of Police seeking action in this regard. The incident had taken place at Habib's workshop in Uttar Pradesh's Muzaffarnagar.
अबे इस धूप में जान है।
There's been a landslide near the Bantol Plaza in Jammu. Dramatic images of the landslide have been caught on camera. Fortunately, no injuries have been reported in this landslide the information that's just coming in. A landslide near Jammu. No injuries reported. The road was already closed. Very heavy snowfall and rainfall is predicted in Jammu and Kashmir, and I want to show you images of the massive rainfall that led to a part of a hillock collapsing. The holding wall and the mountainside just collapsed near the Bantol Plaza near Jammu. Now, these are dramatic images of landslide. Fortunately, as you can see in these images, the vehicles were some distance away. There are no injuries to anyone, but there is a red alert in Jammu and Kashmir. There is a forecast of very heavy rainfall in the Jammu, Udhampur, Doda, Kishtwar area and snowfall in the Kashmir Valley and of course the higher reaches in Jammu and Kashmir. It's already snowing extensively in Gulmarg, in other parts in North Kashmir, in J&K. And look at these images of massive rainfall resulting in a part of a hillside just collapsing near the Bantol Plaza. A quick break. General V.K. Singh, Minister of State, Road Transport and Highways and Civil Aviation, joins me on India Today on the massive security breach in the Prime Minister's Punjab visit and of course the politics on that subject. All that and much more, and to the point on India Today.